Welcome back to Zana Vibes, your beacon of martial arts honor and wisdom stories. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more captivating stories. So let's get started.
You know, I was rewatching Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon recently.
Oh, yeah.
And man, those fight scenes, they're practically flying.
Right.
Just mesmerizing. But it really got me thinking.
Yeah.
How much of that is like real martial arts? So today we're going to do a deep dive into Kung Fu movie myths.
I like it.
Separate that cinematic spectacle from, you know, actual martial arts practice.
It's so fascinating because, I mean, you see those gravity-defying moves. And they're visually stunning.
Totally.
But they often stray pretty far from what actually works in a real fight.
Like, you know, when you see those scenes where it's like one fighter takes down a whole room of bad guys.
Yeah.
Impossible flips and kicks.
It's so fun to watch.
Oh, it's thrilling.
But is there any truth to it? Well, taking on multiple attackers in real life is so risky. In fact, a lot of martial arts actually emphasize efficiency, balance over like flashy techniques.
So it's not about the flash.
No, for example,
a
spinning back kick might look awesome on screen, but it leaves you so off balance and vulnerable
to a counterattack.
Right.
Oh, I see.
A well-timed punch or a simple leg sweep could be way more effective.
Okay, so those elaborate acrobatic moves, they're more about entertaining the audience.
Exactly.
And like reflecting actual combat.
Precisely.
Okay.
Real martial arts prioritize practicality over showmanship.
Okay.
It's about using your energy efficiently.
Okay.
Minimizing how exposed you are and capitalizing on your opponent's weaknesses.
And what about training montages?
Oh, yes.
You go from zero to hero.
The classic training montage?
Right, like in Karate Kid, wax on, wax off.
They're engaging.
Yeah.
But they really create this misconception.
Okay. About how long it takes to master martial arts.
Oh, interesting.
In reality, becoming proficient takes years of dedicated training, discipline, incremental progress.
So wax on, wax off might teach you something basic.
Right.
But it's just a tiny step in a long journey.
Yeah.
So no shortcuts.
Not really.
To becoming a master.
Unfortunately not.
Right.
It's about consistent effort, patience, a deep understanding of the underlying principles.
No superhuman abilities overnight.
No.
Okay, but what about how they portray martial arts philosophy in films? Like some movies, they really seem to delve into that deeper aspect.
Yes.
You know, The Last Samurai, Ip Man.
They get it.
They're showcasing honor, humility, self-control.
It's a journey of self-improvement.
Yeah.
Not just fighting.
Right.
But then some films reduce it to just violence and revenge.
Yeah. And they miss that nuanced philosophical core.
It's like there's a spectrum.
There is.
Of how they portray it.
Yeah.
Some highlighting that mental and spiritual side, and some just focus purely on the combat.
Exactly. And that can shape how the public sees martial arts.
It's interesting how movies can influence us like that.
Isn't it?
We can't talk about martial arts movies.
Well,
we can't without mentioning Bruce Lee.
Oh, of course.
Jackie Chan.
Right.
They're screen personas. I mean, they're iconic.
Definitely.
And they had a massive impact on how the world views martial arts.
For sure.
Bruce Lee, with his whole be like water philosophy and his dynamic fighting style, really revolutionized.
He did.
Martial arts cinema. He emphasized fluidity, self-expression, breaking free from rigid traditions.
And he even developed his own martial art.
Oh, right.
Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah.
Which reflected this.
And then there's Jackie Chan. He brought something totally different.
Totally.
With his comedic timing, breathtaking acrobatics.
Yeah.
It's like he created his own genre.
He did.
Within martial arts movies.
His approach was so innovative.
Right.
He blended martial arts with that slapstick humor.
Yeah.
Death-defying stunts.
Right.
Captivated audiences.
They both transcended cultural boundaries.
For sure.
And brought martial arts to a global audience.
To the world. What are some of your favorite scenes?
Oh, man.
That really showcase their unique styles?
There are so many.
I know, right?
But for Bruce Lee, That fight in Enter the Dragon, where he's using the nunchaku in a narrow hallway. Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And for Jackie Chan, the clock tower scene in Project A. Perfect example of his acrobatics and comedy.
What about you? That's tough.
What comes to mind?
One that pops up right away.
Is the epic fight scene in The Matrix?
Oh, yeah.
When Neo dodges the bullets.
Right.
Like bending backwards impossibly.
Right.
Blew my mind.
It's a classic.
When I first saw it.
It shows how these films really push the boundaries of physics for entertainment.
Right.
Now, some martial artists have amazing reflexes.
Okay.
But dodging bullets like that?
Yeah.
Pure movie magic.
So we shouldn't expect to see that in real life.
Not quite. It's important to remember, separate the fantasy from reality. Real fights are way more grounded and messy.
What would you say are some of the more realistic fight scenes?
Ooh, good question that you've seen.
One film that comes to mind, The Raid, Redemption.
Okay.
The fight choreography in that film is intense.
Yeah.
Brutal, but it feels grounded in realistic techniques.
What makes them feel more authentic?
Well, they emphasize practicality and efficiency.
The moves are direct, powerful, focused on exploiting openings and weaknesses.
Okay.
There's less emphasis on those flashy acrobatics.
So it's more about showcasing the raw effectiveness.
Exactly.
Than trying to wow the audience with these impossible feats.
I think that's what makes it so compelling.
Okay.
You know, they feel dangerous, unpredictable, intensely real.
And what about the term wire fu?
Oh, yes.
You know, when characters are floating through the air.
Wire fu refers to using wires and harnesses to create that illusion of superhuman feats. It started in Hong Kong action cinema. And it's been used a lot in martial arts films. Now, it can create those visually stunning scenes, but obviously it goes way beyond what's possible.
In real life.
In real world martial arts.
So it's another tool
it is
for filmmakers to create that spectacle. Excitement, even if it's not realistic.
It's about creating this heightened sense of action and fantasy, which can be so entertaining, but you have to remember, it's a cinematic technique.
It's not real.
Not a reflection of their actual ability.
It's like understanding the difference between special effects and real stunts.
Exactly. It's about appreciating the artistry, the craft that goes into making those sequences, while also remembering the limitations
of reality.
So
when we see characters leaping across rooftops, it's more about the movie magic than actual martial arts.
And that's part of what makes them so fun. They let us escape into a world of fantasy spectacle.
Even if it's not totally real.
Even if it's not totally real.
Speaking of fantasy versus reality, how do those portrayals shape how people see martial arts?
That's a great question.
Do you think these movies inspire a genuine interest in learning? Or do they create unrealistic expectations?
I think it's both. On the one hand, they expose people to different martial arts styles. They showcase the athleticism and skill. And that can spark a desire to learn. But on the other hand, they can also create those unrealistic expectations about what martial arts is, what it takes to master it.
So it's a gateway.
It is.
But we need to understand that what we see on screen is often exaggerated.
It's stylized. It's exaggerated. It's not always the real thing.
So how do we, as viewers, develop that discerning eye? How do we separate the movie magic from the real principles?
Be an active viewer. Ask yourself questions while you're watching.
Like what?
Could someone really move like that? Does that technique seem practical? In a real fight? What are the principles at play?
It's about engaging critically. Not just passively watching.
Watching with an informed perspective. Knowing that what we see is often a blend of art, entertainment, athleticism.
But not always reality.
Not always reality.
And that's a great place to start.
I think so.
Our deep dive into Kung Fu movie myths.
For sure.
We've explored the gap between the spectacle and reality. But there's so much more to uncover.
Oh, there is.
When we return,
yes,
we'll go even deeper
okay,
into the cultural impact of these movies.
I can't wait.
And how they've shaped our understanding of martial arts
Okay.
on a global scale.
Sounds good. It's interesting,
Yeah.
how martial arts movies, even with all the exaggerations,
Right.
they can still inspire us to learn more about ourselves,
Okay.
about the world.
I mean, I remember watching Bruce Lee films as a kid, just being completely captivated.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just the action.
Yeah.
It was the philosophy, the discipline,
Yeah.
that idea of pushing your limits.
It's powerful.
It really sparked my interest
Yeah.
in martial arts.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Hmm.
These films, at their best,
Okay.
they give us a glimpse
Yeah.
into a world of mastery,
Right.
physical and mental.
Yeah.
They can inspire us to learn,
Hmm.
to grow,
Uh-huh.
to explore our potential.
I thought I could do a flying sidekick
Oh, yeah?
after watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Of course.
As a kid,
Right.
I quickly learned that reality is different
Reality bites.
than movie magic. And it's a good example of how
Yeah.
these movies can set unrealistic expectations.
Right.
But we might not be able to defy gravity
Okay.
or fight a dozen ninjas.
Right? At once. But there are still valuable lessons to learn from them. They can teach us about different cultures, different fighting styles,
Yeah.
different approaches to life.
Speaking of different cultures,
Yeah.
martial arts movies often introduce us to Eastern philosophies, concepts
Right.
we might not otherwise encounter.
Exactly.
What are some of those themes or ideas that you see frequently?
One that comes up a lot
Yeah.
is balance.
Okay.
Balance between mind and body, strength and flexibility, offense and defense.
Yeah.
That's central
Yeah.
to a lot of martial arts.
And it's reflected
It is.
in the movies.
Yeah.
It ties into what we were talking about before. The efficiency,
Right.
the practicality
Right.
versus all the flashy moves.
Exactly.
It's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between power and control.
It's not just brute force.
Okay.
It's about harnessing your energy, focusing your mind. Right.
Moving with precision,
Yeah.
with intent.
So we might not be able to leap across rooftops
Right.
or break boards with our bare hands.
Probably not.
But there's still a lot to learn
Yeah.
about discipline, self-control, balance.
The next time you watch a martial arts film,
Okay.
you can appreciate it
Yeah.
on multiple levels.
Oh.
Enjoy the spectacle,
Uh-huh.
the choreography, the
Yeah.
story,
Right.
but look deeper.
Okay.
Think about the real-world principles.
Mm-hmm.
What are the messages
Yeah.
about discipline? Perseverance,
Okay.
self-improvement.
It's like
Right.
watching with a more informed eye.
Yes.
Separating the fantasy from the reality.
Appreciating both.
And that's a valuable skill to have
I think so.
in a world where we're
Yeah.
constantly bombarded
Right.
with media and information.
Being able to analyze what we see, discern fact from fiction, that's essential.
It's about being more aware.
It is. More discerning.
Mm-hmm.
And that applies to everything.
Yes.
Not just martial arts films.
Right.
It's about
Yeah.
asking questions,
Yeah.
challenging assumptions.
Not taking everything at face value.
Right. Which makes us more informed,
Exactly.
more engaged as an audience.
It's about curiosity,
Uh,
critical thinking,
okay.
willingness to look deeper.
And those are qualities
Yeah.
that can help us
Yeah.
in so many ways.
In countless ways.
You know, one thing that always gets me
Yeah.
about martial arts movies is how they portray
Okay.
the hero's journey. You know, the protagonist starts ordinary,
Right.
faces these challenges through training and self-discovery.
Yeah.
They transform.
They become powerful.
Right.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
The hero's journey.
Uh-huh.
It's a recurring theme
Okay.
in storytelling.
Yeah.
It really works in martial arts films.
Right.
The physical and mental challenges
Yeah.
symbolize the obstacles
Right.
we face in life.
Right.
Their triumphs inspire us
Okay.
to overcome our limits.
You have like a metaphor
It is.
for personal growth, transformation.
Yeah.
We see them facing their fears,
Yeah.
pushing boundaries,
Right.
and they come out stronger,
They come out stronger.
more resilient.
It's a message
Yeah.
that goes beyond culture. Whether it's a kung fu master or a samurai warrior.
It resonates with everyone.
It's universal, that desire for growth, resilience, mastery
of ourselves, our circumstances.
It's why these films keep captivating us. They offer that glimpse of discipline, skill.
Self-mastery.
Yeah.
And they inspire us.
They do.
To be our best.
To strive for our best.
We've talked a lot about the good stuff, but what about the downsides?
Oh.
Are there ways these movies misrepresent things?
That's an important question.
Yeah.
While they can inspire, educate, they can also perpetuate stereotypes.
Right.
Create unrealistic expectations. The portrayal of violence can be excessive, gratuitous.
Right.
It can desensitize us with the real consequences of violence.
And the focus on fighting can overshadow the deeper philosophy, the spiritual aspects.
It's important to remember, martial arts isn't just fighting. It's discipline, self-control, respect, personal growth.
So we can enjoy the movies?
We can.
But we need to be critical.
Yes.
And seek out additional resources.
To get a more nuanced understanding.
It's about recognizing the limitations of any one medium.
Yeah.
Seeking out different perspectives.
To broaden our understanding.
Entertainment. Ultimately. So we should enjoy them.
Of course.
But we can also use them as a starting point.
For sure.
For learning more.
It's about balance.
Yeah.
Appreciation. Critical thinking.
Right.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Education.
Speaking of balance.
Okay.
What about music?
Oh, yeah.
In martial arts films.
Music is crucial. It sets the tone, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You often hear traditional instruments like the erhu, the shakuhachi, the taiko drums.
They create that sense of authenticity, cultural immersion. They have such a distinct sound.
Right.
And then there's the more modern music, like electronic scores or rock.
Yeah.
Adds energy.
Intensity.
Blending those styles.
It does.
Creates something really dynamic.
It's engaging.
And often the music underscores the emotional arc, the drama,
the suspense,
the triumph.
Yeah.
It's like the music becomes a character.
It does.
It drives the story forward.
It deepens our connection to the character.
So whether it's traditional or modern, music plays a vital role.
It does.
In shaping our experience.
It's part of the tapestry that brings these stories to life.
We've been discussing all these different elements, and it's clear these movies are more than just action.
It's a tapestry of culture, philosophy, artistry,
entertainment.
They offer this unique blend of physical prowess, storytelling,
visual spectacle.
They captivate us.
And as we keep going on our deep dive, we'll explore even more. Delving into the history.
The cultural impacts, their legacy.
I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Kung Fu movie myths, I'm curious. What's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from all this?
I think the most important thing is to watch these movies with a discerning eye, appreciate the artistry, the athleticism, the story. But remember, it's a heightened reality. It's a world where anything is possible. Don't mistake the spectacle for real martial arts.
So enjoy the movie.
Yes.
But don't try it at home. Don't try it at home.
Right.
And remember, real martial arts, it's about more than just the moves. It's about discipline, self-control, respect, personal excellence.
It's about the journey.
It is.
Not just the destination.
Exactly.
So next time you're watching a martial arts film, remember to appreciate it, but also think about the real-world principles, the philosophies. Can you separate the movie magic from the real techniques?
That's a good question. Can you see the hero's journey as a metaphor for your own growth?
It's about engaging on a deeper level.
Using those movies as a starting point.
For sure.
I think that's a great place to end.
I agree.
This deep dive has been fascinating.
It has.
Exploring the myths and realities of Kung Fu movies. And I hope it's inspired our listeners to watch with a new perspective.
I hope so.
To our listener.
Yeah.
Keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Keep questioning. The world of martial arts is full of history,
tradition,
inspiring stories,
on screen and in real life.
And that's our show.
Thanks for listening.